Hello, my students. This is Miss Brockwell. Sorry I couldn't be here today. I have to be at the co-op for a meeting. So I did want to create this brief video to walk you through the steps to creating your seafloor spreading model. And so I want you to have a look. In this activity, you're going to construct a paper model to investigate the patterns that scientists have discovered in their studies of the seafloor. This includes the ages of the seafloor. So we kind of alluded to this when we did our graphing activity, where we could see that the newer rock is near the ridge, and then as the further out it goes, the older the rock activity is. And so this is one of the patterns that we were able to see. Also, because the older seafloor rock eventually descends into the trenches and is removed, the oldest seafloor rocks are only about 180 million years old. The oldest continental rocks, which don't descend into the trenches, are old as 4,000 million years. So pretty extensive dates there on some of the rock. So anyway, so let me walk you through this activity. Okay, sorry, the slide wouldn't advance. Just a image to show you this mid-Atlantic ridge. This is where that seafloor spreading happens. Notice that this also shows us where we have the oldest to the youngest rock material. So as we create that new rock, and as I mentioned earlier, we don't have records of everything simply because it's just been recycled, but the oldest is about 180,000 years old. That's still pretty old, isn't it? Okay, so on your sheet, you should have something that looks similar to this. This is not very tricky, but I wanted to make directions just to make sure, because it could be a little confusing if you don't know what the final product should look like. And so your paper should look like this. Okay, so on the next slide, I'm going to show you what that needs to look like. You're going to be creating this model, and you're going to use these things to label your model. So you're labeling, this is going to act as your plate, and this is going to act as the magma that comes out of that ridge right in here. So notice how this is colored in multiple colors. You can just go side to side like this. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just think of 4 sections on that piece of paper. Notice it asks where to label more dense, less dense. More dense, that's that heavier rock that's going to sink. So those are going to be on the outer edges, where the less dense is going to be where it is more pliable, warmer, and is right there for to be used as the new rock being made. This is our mid-ocean ridge, subduction zone, where that subduction begins. Those are called trenches. Okay, this is the North America plate, Africa plate, continent. And then these 2 arrows, remember that particular type of boundary is called a divergent plate boundary. So you're going to cut this out. You're going to need to cut your slits. And then you're going to need to cut these strips. And these strips are going to be taped together, where you can kind of see from my picture how some of these are taped together. But you should be making one long strip where the two inner colors, like I used red here. Those two are going to be the ones I start with. So this is what your image should look like once you have completed your strip. You have your labeled plate, and then you have your strips that show magma. And so where it's less dense, that's your new rock. And as it advances, we have our older rock. So you're going to feed, first off, you're going to tape those two together. Then you're going to feed the pieces through those slits A and C. Slit B is where you're going to put the taped end in your model. And here is a picture of mine once I have inserted it. Now this is before I put things into the slit, but I'm going to be showing you a video of what that looks like. It is not using the same exact model that you are using, but it's very similar as far as the process and how it should look when you're done. So notice the less dense is going to be right there in the mid-ocean ridge. And let's quickly watch this video.
Slit B. This one is slit A. This one is slit B.
Okay, so as you can see, very simple model here that will help you see the end result. At any time that you need to back this video up and pause it, please do so. We got some music playing in the background. Sorry about that. But make sure you are getting your work completed. You do need to have this particular model done. You should have this done very quickly. After this activity, maybe you can squeeze in that 5-minute bathroom break. Make sure you're cleaning up all your supplies. You can come back and I have a video called The Ring of Fire that I would like for you to watch. And then any time left, make sure you're using your notebook or use that time to complete your notebook. Remember, you have a quiz. It will be Friday since the interim testing was moved. So make sure that notebook is ready. If you do not finish anything in class today, you are responsible to get that completed in a timely fashion by Friday. We've had been working on this for quite some time now. If you have any questions, you can email me. I will be back Thursday, and hopefully this helps cut down any confusion, and y'all have a great day.